Hey guys.
Hey.
Welcome into another episode of D&K Podcast. Thank you so much for joining us.
It is Monday.
Monday.
We call it Monday Fun Day.
Yes, and it is voting day eve, by the way.
That's right. Tomorrow, the primaries. So you want to get out and vote.
Yes.
I was looking at the primary list earlier that was sent out. We'll talk about that a little bit. D&K Podcast. Follow us on Facebook. Spread the word. Rumble, YouTube, etc.
Twitter, TikTok,
Twitter,
all those places.
All those good places.
All the places.
We got a special guest with a special message today. Jimmy's always got a good message. So,
oh yeah,
we got Jimmie in the house with us today. That is Jimmie Nichols. Just in case you don't know him, but you probably do. If you know us, you probably know him.
I hope it's in the right way.
Oh yeah. It sounds like we might be getting a little rain.
Could be. It's been threatening all day.
I think the bottom just fell out.
Hey, at least we're in here, not up there.
Exactly.
Praise the Lord.
So we do this every Monday evening for the most part. It is March 9th today, so primaries are tomorrow, March 10th. We're going to talk about some very important events coming up that Jimmy's involved with. We're also going to talk about what I hear from everybody is a lot of complaints, but what I see on paper after the fact is not enough people going out to vote. So to take care of those complaints, it's probably best if you go out and vote.
Right.
That way there was one election I heard on the news a few days back that was literally won by 3 votes. So
almost every time something like that happens. So again, please go out, make your voice heard. This is the way in the Constitution it was written for us as the citizens to make our voices heard. So please,
it seems like
don't do anything else.
Seems like those close ones, like you're talking about, those ties and those 1 or 2s are becoming more and more, happening more often. I think a lot of it's probably because it's such a harsh division right now that almost equal parts, vote. But sadly, on both sides of the aisle, the turnouts are low.
Very low.
We were discussing that one night not too long ago when I saw Jimmie out with some other people that it's and Frank has brought this up to me and Kim. Some of us voter fatigue because it seems like you're always voting right now.
Believe me, I can understand that.
And then when these special elections come along in the weird part of the year, and then when you get too close to call, then you have to do a runoff, and that's really hard to get people out to the runoff.
I mean, it's hard to just promote it, and if you're not paying attention, you miss it.
So Rankin had a supervisor's race this time. It was down to like 8 votes.
I believe so.
And it was a runoff. It was a special election. Then ended up in a runoff between the 2 it narrowed down to, and then it was tight.
Real tight. And just a handful of, unfortunately, for a county this big, not a lot of voters.
Right.
Because it was in a weird time and it fell in December, I think the runoff did.
I think Rankin County has the most registered voters in the state, if I'm not mistaken, or second.
Blow it out
I think they're first.
Oh, yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
So as you know, we have Jimmie Nichols. It is spring break week for most of the country anyway. It's definitely spring break for this part of the country. That doesn't affect any of us 3.
I do have a daughter at home right now, but besides that.
Okay, well, that affects her then.
Daryl and I try to spring break pretty regular out at Cypress Point.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're pretty much
spring break all throughout the year.
We're pretty much on a whole spring break thing, unless it's really
It's a fun place to go. You should try spring breaking over there for sure.
Yeah, we're going to have a big week. Hope to see y'all all out there. But Jimmie talked to us about the April 4th, speaking of Cypress Point. That's going to be one of the Grab You One Outfitters benefits that you do every year.
Yes, so this year, a flyer to put up here.
This year we selected 2 people again to help. As we did last year, we had a cancer patient excuse me, I just lost my train of thought. We had a cancer patient and a heart transplant patient last year.
Yeah.
Who we raised money for, and we did the first annual auction at Cypress Point. It was kind of a trial and error. We were just going to see how it did. We have a lot of people who donate items, whether it be autographed guitars or football, whatever it may be, hunts, things like that. So we decided instead of trying to sell tickets on those, we would try to do a live and a silent auction at Cypress Point. And so we got with Kelly and Mo and obtained their permission, I guess you would say, or their graces on having an auction there. And we ended up that night at Cypress Point raising somewhere around $70,000 for the two kids.
I was there. I had literally just started over there about a month before that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And so this year we ended up picking a 2-year-old girl by the name of Salem Bennett and a 36-year-old Marine veteran, combat vet from Afghanistan, who we decided to help this year. Won't get too much into the veterans, I guess you would say, need or issue, but talk a little bit about 2-year-old Salem Bennett. She's suffering from erythrogryposis, I think is how you say it, AMC, but it affects all 4 of her limbs. She is in the process. She was told early on, or her parents were told early on, that she may never even walk. And I posted a video today that you can go to my page and look at, where she's actually on her feet and taking steps, learning to do some things. She's having to wear, obviously, various types of braces on her legs, and it's a very debilitating type illness. It requires a lot of surgeries, a lot of therapy, those type things. And so you can imagine the cost to the family, traveling to hospitals, traveling to, just about all the treatment she receives is out of state because of the type, therapy and things that she needs. So they travel all over the country to, get this treatment. So with that said, those are the 2 people we picked. So this year we're doing the 2nd annual Grab You One Outfitters auction at Cypress Point again. It'll be held on April the 4th. Doors open around 6 p.m. Or we actually probably open the doors around 5:30. The auction, the live auction and the silent auction will begin somewhere around 6. And Daryl, kind of in your field of play here, we got we'll have some live entertainment as well. We got Philip Yarbrough, and we have T.J. Burnham and Laura Lee Burnham from Burnham Road Band.
Burnham just won Artist of the Year in Rankin County at the awards.
Yeah, there you go. They've all offered up to perform that night. So we'll have you'll have live entertainment, you'll have a live auction, a silent auction, you'll have food and drinks available. We're selling tickets for that event. I think we've sold so far somewhere around 100 tickets, if I'm not mistaken. And the tickets are $65 per person. All the proceeds from that ticket goes to the 2 beneficiaries. And you can also obtain or purchase a table for $1,000, which seats 10 people. I think if you bought them individually by tickets, you're probably a little bit cheaper, but you can, by purchasing a table, you can use that as a tax write-off through the 501c3. You do make the payment to the 501 or the donation to the 501, and you'll have a table at the event.
Okay.
Right. And I remember last year, just raising some great money for some good people, man. It was a good feeling. Mm-hmm. That was the boat paddle, wasn't it?
Man, that boat paddle blew me out of the water. And I won't get into who bought it. Sometimes
you don't have to get into who bought it, but where did it come from?
The boat paddle was donated to us through Walter Davis, Eric Davis, who was a former state trooper, retired from the Mississippi Highway Patrol. He found the old boat paddle around his place somewhere, just a wooden boat paddle.
Yeah, a little short one.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, it was.
Well,
Yeah, but it was just a wooden boat paddle.
Yeah, 3.5, 4 foot.
Yeah, well, old school boat paddle, and he used some of his skills and carved some things into the handle, made it kind of look like snake scales, like it had a scaly effect to it.
Wow.
And then he also carved on the big part of the paddle a largemouth bass jumping up out of the water after a dragonfly. And
wow.
And then he just put a coat of sealer or some type on it, and that was it. I mean, he kind of burned the edges of it, made it look like it'd been maybe charred on one end or whatever.
Wow.
Excuse me. But then he gave us the boat paddle, and I'll be honest with you, even Eric said, maybe it'll bring a couple $100. And so we put the boat paddle in the silent auction stuff, laid it out on one of the tables. And I never will forget, Daryl, I think it was you walked over to me and kind of poked me and said, man, have you seen what the bid on that boat paddle is?
Wow.
So I walked over and looked at it. The first time I looked at it, I think it was like $2,600, something like that. And I'm thinking, wow, $2,600 for this boat paddle. I thought that was probably the last bid, honestly. And so a few minutes later, curiosity got me. I decided to walk back over and look at the bid sheet on it, and it was up to like $4,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
And this went on for probably 45 minutes?
It did.
I went back and looked at it, and it was at $12,000.
Yep.
And then a few minutes later, I go over and look at it, and it was at $14,010.
That's right.
And that was the winning bid. Yeah. But I think you had a couple people who, who could do so, who got after each other to see who was going to end up with it. But,
right.
But $14,010 for one boat paddle.
Wow.
It really set the tone for the rest of the night.
It actually did. And it also was so important because I got to see, obviously, the little girl that was there. And those were some happy people, man.
I was going to say, it all goes to a good cause. So, I mean, and they seemed very happy about it. I mean, that sounds really nice.
Well, the cool thing about our benefit is we've teamed up with a 501c3, the Mississippi Center for Police and Sheriffs. And that's another reason this year we decided to pick a veteran as well, because the Mississippi Center for Police and Sheriffs originally is designed for helping veterans or first responders or people like that who have been either injured in line of duty or whatever. I mean, he can help whoever on that side he wishes to, but they do some, they build homes or they provide these modular homes for people who need them, that are veterans or first responders. They build porches on people, like handicap type porches, where accessible type porches where people can get in and out of their home. He does a lot of that type work. So this year we decided to target a veteran as well as at least one child. And this is a hobby for us. So it's not like a full-time thing. So we can only really kind of, I guess you say, accommodate 1 to 2 people a year, just because of the time consumption into having to try to run a benefit is a little bit more of an undertaking than most people give it credit for. And I'm not trying to pat anybody on the back here. I'm just saying it turns into more of a job than anything. And it started as, like I said, a hobby. And just to give you an example, in the last 3 years, we've given away almost $500,000 to 3 children, which I never dreamed we'd be able to do. And that's not anything. It's really not so much what we do. It's our community, how people have chipped in to help, such as you guys having us come on these type podcasts. We get a good bit of advertisement here and there about the benefit, or a good little bit publicity in the community. And people have seen that the money goes to the children.
Right.
And to give you just a little bit of backstory, it started off, like I said, it was just a bunch of crazy rednecks catching snakes, right? Never dreamed this would be a hobby. And it led to people following us around, videoing us catching snakes. And then that led to a video being posted on YouTube, which before viral was really viral. I mean, we're talking about 2010, maybe 2009, 2010. We posted a video on YouTube, and I didn't even know how to get to you. I didn't even know what YouTube was. I mean, honestly, I'd seen the little logo, but I'd never even hardly looked at YouTube.
Right.
And so one of our guys was trying to burn a DVD one night, and it wouldn't work. So he just downloaded the video to YouTube. The next day, it had like 300,000 views. And so that led to an interview on Fox News with Bill Hemmer and Megyn Kelly.
Wow.
And we did the interview, and then the next thing we know, we had television networks calling. And then it turned into a contract with CMT that led to a television show with CMT that later was also aired on Amazon Prime. So one of our members at the time said, why don't we tithe 10 or 15% of everything that they pay us to Blair Batson Hospital? Y'all excuse me, Miss Pollen has about killed me.
Yeah, well, yellow
so
outside.
we did that a time or two. And then we came up with the idea, hey, let's find a child that we can identify in the community instead of getting nothing against giving it to a hospital. Don't take this the wrong way, but we just said, let's target an individual child,
right,
and try to see how much we can raise. So we started off with like, $1,500, maybe $2,000 contributions. And it started just growing and growing and growing. And now, like I said, last year, we gave 2 children $105,000 apiece. But I said all that to say this, our benefit is one of the few that we don't get paid anything out of this. All the money that we take from sponsors or from donations or whatever goes to the children. There's a little bit of expense that comes out of it for like logistics, like the building that we use or the pavilion that we use at Lake Washington. Excuse me, I got a cough again.
Sorry.
I apologize. It hits me all at once. That pollen has literally about killed me. But anyway,
it's coming fast and hard.
It does. It hits me in spells too. I'll be fine for a minute, then I'll cough for a minute. But we have, we have a few expenses that come out of it, but pretty much every single dime that comes into this benefit goes to the children or to the person that we're helping. This year, I don't know that we'll ever hit what we did last year again. It's been a little bit slower this year. I don't know if it's, people are just a little tighter right now or what, but it usually picks up a little bit closer we get to the event
right.
as well.
Right.
But I think I said this a while ago, but the first thing we'll do will be the auction at Cypress Point. We got some really nice items. We got guitars from Hardy, Tucker Wetmore, Jamie Johnson, Randy Hauser. We've got, a hat from the Kansas City quarterback, Gardner Minshew. We've got a football helmet from the University of Southern Mississippi, a baseball helmet from the University of Southern Mississippi signed by head coaches. And I mean, I could just go on and on. We got hunts lined, guided hunts in South Africa. We got guided hunt or a hunt up in the Mississippi Delta on a very nice whitetail hunting location. We got duck hunts donated. We've got, we just go on and on. Several firearms. I know people get funny sometimes you start talking about firearms, but we have like 4 different hunting weapons and one AR style type rifle that have been donated by local gun dealers.
Sure.
We've got just probably what I call big ticket items. We probably got 30 big ticket items. That are things that should go for pretty good money.
And y'all always have big firearms, which is fine. Your background is law enforcement for how many years?
Well, I was in law enforcement about 30 years.
Yeah. So.
We don't, and two, we don't give anybody a firearm.
Oh, right,
we give them a voucher to go to the gun dealer. They have to go.
And they have to go through the
process.
whole process.
Yeah.
They'll bring the guns. The dealers will to the auction, but the person has to go to their facility to get them.
Sure.
That's just for a lot of reasons. Making sure we don't put them in the hands of a criminal or a minor or, do something that'd be in violation of some ATF law. So, and it's also to help get that person to go to that person's business. It also helps that business owner, maybe sell ammunition or a site or whatever.
Whatever, right.
Just trying to get people to kind of return the business to the people that make these donations.
Right.
So you didn't go last year. We need to get Kim out there this year. It's a pretty big deal. Now that's the one coming up on April 4th.
Yes, sir.
So I know you have a couple more, right?
Yes, sir. So we had, as this thing grew, I started thinking, kind of like you, Darryl, in your business. You know, like being out at Cypress Point, you're always looking for something to bring more people or to, get more people involved. So Jim Armstrong and I think Jeremy Smith may have been in the initial conversation, and Matt Ginn, who's a professional rodeo announcer, we're talking, why don't we do a real rodeo and the snake grabbing rodeo in one weekend? And so sounded like a great idea. And we pitched it to the owner of Roy's store, which is the location where we do the snake rodeo. And at first he was sounded like a good idea too, until we made the first announcement, and he was literally overwhelmed with, I cannot handle this many people. I mean, you got to think logistics. You got all your rodeo contestants, the workers, all your snake rodeo contestants, patrons, and people who just come to watch. When we put it out that we were going to do them all on the same weekend, the store was the Roy store and cabins was overloaded with requests for cabins and camper spots, and so we had to back up and punt. I know we had made the announcement we were going to do them together, but we had to kind of retract that and say, hey, wait a minute, let's separate the rodeo from the snake rodeo. So that really gave us 3 dates to spread this out to where it was a little easier to control. Number one,
makes sense
for a lot of reasons. Safety, just overwhelming the business up there. I mean, he can only feed so many.
Right.
He can only accommodate so many to stay. There's not that many hotels close to there. There's a good many, around Greenville, but a lot of those are already booked. Casino already kind of had a big high capacity. So we decided to separate them. So we moved Deep South Rodeo Productions, owned by Jeremy Smith out of Alabama. And I think I don't know if you've been to any of his rodeos, but Jeremy's a well-known rodeo production guy. So he's going to come in on May the 15th and 16th on a Friday and Saturday night and hold a Deep South rodeo. And the benefit or the proceeds from that rodeo will be moved forward to our benefit, which we finish up in June. So like gate fees, armbands, that type of stuff, those proceeds outside of he's got some expenses too he's got to pay for.
Right.
But all the additional proceeds will go to Salem, Bennett, and Madison Deloach.
So they're going to have a full-blown rodeo.
Full-blown, let me tell you.
And I know Mac Young, I'm from Holmes County. That's where he's from.
Yeah, right. Mac, great guy.
Right.
Mac came in 2 years ago and helped us trying to do everything yourself, or between the 3 or 4 of us that actually work on this thing. It was a little difficult just coordinating, keeping it flowing, because worst thing you can do, especially in the hot months, is get stalled at an event because you start losing the crowd.
Right.
So we just came up with the idea one day. We pitched it at Mac, said, why don't you come up to the snake rodeo? We'll let you MC it, I guess you would say, be on the stage and keep everybody moving. And he did, and did a phenomenal job. And we said, man, will you do this again next year? And he said, I wouldn't have it any other way. He said, as long as y'all doing this thing, I will come up here and do this for you. Because he saw, like you said, saw the children, saw us give them the money, the checks and all that stuff. And he kind of fell in love with it too and had a good time. We all got to hang out for a couple of days. So Matt came back last year and did it. But he added a little bit more of the Western rodeo twist to it. He started the program off. We started it off with honoring our flag, the national anthem. He did it just like the opening of, say, the Dixie National Rodeo. Like all the things before. He introduced everybody. He kept the teams moving on the stage, so it worked out great. So Mac's going to come back and do it again for us this year. And so we were talking about the rodeo. Back in November of last year, Deep South did a bull riding at Roy's store, and they had like 800 plus paying ticket purchases at the gate on Saturday night.
Wow.
Now, you think about it for a minute.
This is a town that only has...
This is Chatham, Mississippi. There's a store. It used to be a post office. I don't even think they have a post office anymore. But it's literally a store and some cabins. There's
Wow.
Yeah, they literally
Got
have about
overloaded a little bit.
about 200 people that live there.
Yeah,
I would
maybe.
say.
If there's
not.
200.
Maybe not.
And that'd be probably including farmhands and
Right.
everybody around. But it's 19 miles south of Greenville.
Right.
And so you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere on Lake Washington. But they had 800 plus paying customers at the gate on Saturday night, 500 and something on Friday night. So I said that to say this. It's a pretty big event for Lake Washington. So like I said, we've combined them. We got the auction, we got the rodeo, and then we'll have the snake grabbing rodeo in June.
And the snake grabbing rodeo has been going on for
this will be our 17th year.
17 years.
Wow.
So it already has a big push. Jimmie always gets the bigger bands, the popular bands, the ones that people love, and the ones that people ask for.
That's kind of the key.
And he's had everybody from Hurricane to Shake the Bucket to the Smoke to various bands.
We've been very blessed. We've had, we got friends in that world too. I guess just our generation. I know a lot of the guys that play in all those bands, and Daryl obviously got contacts with every band in America, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
But
and of course Russ from Hurricane.
Yeah.
We both know him, so he's a good guy.
Oh yeah,
But Hurricane also, to give a plug, is playing this Saturday night at Cypress Point.
There you go.
They haven't been there in about a year, so
if you hadn't heard them, you need to go listen to them. They're good.
they are, and they always put on a great show. 80s, 90s.
Good solid rock band.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, and that's the Saturday. And like I said, it's spring break week.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's supposed to rain and cut up a little bit on Wednesday, but so far the weekend's looking good. We'll just keep knocking on wood somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
I just love, pushing Cypress Point anyways already promote so many events like that and benefits, and just they're always out there to help the community, and it's fun to go.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
and Kim was out there with me at the event y'all were at. That was was that New Year's Eve?
I didn't go to New Year's Eve.
Which one was it?
I went to Mardi
I saw
Gras.
you at one of them.
Oh, it was the Mardi Gras ball.
Mardi Gras.
I'm sorry. Now
Yes.
that band from New Orleans.
I had my mask on, so you probably didn't notice.
That band from New Orleans was amazing.
They were good.
Oh, I loved that. I about joined the band that night. I was very close.
Yeah,
the cool thing is there's such a mix of people with ideas. Like Daryl's got the contacts with the music world and does a lot of stuff, I think, with the social media. And then a couple of the ladies that work there come up with some pretty good ideas.
They do.
With them all working together, like Daryl being able to pull in the musicians and them with all these ideas, anything bingo. And I hear they're supposed to have line dance classes and gonna do line dance, and then bands that will be the type bands that you would line dance to.
Wow.
So I guess what I'm saying, the way they've coordinated all that stuff's pretty
I
pretty
think it's
darn
amazing
cool.
out there.
And
I mean,
then,
it's always something
the
fun.
safari, which is back open because of springtime.
Where else can you go, honestly, in one location where you've got a lodge in the back for venue stuff like weddings and those type of things
gorgeous.
with cabins where you can stay.
Very nice cabins.
Yeah,
nice, cute little quaint like wedding chapel. Yeah. Just saying.
I mean, you go back there and have just about any kind of function you can imagine, and you got a place you can stay and don't have to get on the highway or call Ubers or what, but you can call Uber or whatever too. I mean, that's fine. But if you want to stay, and it's relatively inexpensive considering. So, but you got that place, then you come up front, you got a what I call kind of an indoor outdoor garage, bar environment all in one. And it's bar, but it's some people are going to throw a dart at me for saying this, but it's kind of a family-oriented type environment. It's not.
It really is.
It's not like.
I say that
feel
all the
scared
time.
about bringing your.
It's not like some
there.
of the bars I'd been to in my
rowdy
teenage years,
and,
or my late teenage years in Jackson.
It's not what we called a bar growing up.
No, it's really somewhere where you could honestly take your kids and sit over the table and eat, and people over there doing their own thing, and it's really not anything that's bad for children either.
Right.
And I know we all got different opinions what children should do, But
the
then,
kids could also play outside.
Yeah,
There's
but you
lots
got
of stuff.
Yeah, you got
lots of stuff.
things they can walk around right behind it and look at, games they can play. There's just all kinds of things there for adults and children. But then you move inside and you got what they call the tavern, which is more of kind of a dim light, low key. Usually somebody playing an acoustic guitar or a piano.
A little more upscale, obviously.
Yeah, a little bit more upscale where you can be a little quieter than maybe you are out there with a live, big full band playing. And then, of course, you step right out the door of it and take a left. You can go into a steakhouse that has no music playing other than what's coming over the speaker.
Which is a high-class
restaurant. I mean, white tablecloth type place.
Right.
And then you can step right out of the door of it into a buffet type area. And then on the back side of it, you have the back deck, observation deck, they call it, where you could have a private room with, 40, 50 people at least. And then there's another room in the corner that you could have a totally separate party. And those guys wouldn't even know the other ones were there, so.
I mean,
and you do have a grocery store too.
Yeah, got a grocery store up front, a meat market.
With real meat.
Yeah, with real meat.
Right. Real fruits and vegetables.
Real fruits and vegetables.
So it's a perfect environment for all the things we've talked about up to this point. I would love to maybe one day, I know we can't do the snake grabbing rodeo there, but I dare say we could put on a Deep South rodeo at that facility.
Well, there's about 860 something acres. So yeah, you probably
got
could
plenty of room.
If we could just get the zebras and the buffaloes out of the way, we could probably have, or we may ride a zebra and a buffalo.
I don't know. Those zebras are pretty mean. I don't think
they may get upset about
zebras
that.
have been known to kill lions. So I don't think I'm going to try to.
I'm not jumping on a zebra.
Ride the zebra.
No. I did feed one, and he even got a little mad about that. So I was like, I've never seen anybody get mad about getting fed. So
I've been told they got an ostrich out there to get after you too. But I don't.
I think they just want that food though.
Yeah.
But that's true. So when we just to back up to go back to the beginning, because I'm real big on the I said I wasn't going into politics, but just a little bit. I'm real big on the SAVE Act, the Save America Act, because I just can't wrap my head around anybody that would be against showing an ID to vote. You have to show your ID.
So many things.
Jimmie, to do anything.
Pretty much anything.
You were in law enforcement. How many times do you have to show your ID for absolutely anything in this? Not just this country, but the world.
I've been to places where even in uniform you showed an ID because you can go buy a uniform.
Right.
Correct.
I mean, somebody could
you could go to a party store and buy a uniform.
I've actually a couple times in my past matched up my ID to my, my face and my uniform.
Right.
And, the funny thing, you talk about election integrity, and I'm not going to get too much into policy because that's not what I came for. But I'll say this. I saw the governor of New York asking for people to come volunteer to shovel snow. But one of the things he asked for was a photo ID.
No.
But
isn't that amazing?
That was the governor and the mayor, both of them.
But don't want you to have one. I don't understand that.
Seems a little
so I got to have a photo ID to shovel snow, but
or buy a pack of cigarettes or even go to a movie if you look real young. If you look real young, you even got to have one to go to a movie.
Yeah, if you go to a rated movie,
you
either got to have.
That's kind of bother me too. I guess just in the long run of all this arguments. Why haven't, if they're so upset about showing an ID to vote, why haven't they been upset about showing an ID to purchase alcohol, cigarettes, or go to an R-rated movie? They haven't been up in arms about that.
I am 59 years old and got to ask for my ID buying a bottle of wine, which is fine. It's the law.
That means they're doing their job.
And did it offend me to have to show
the
lady my ID? Actually, I went around the counter and hugged her and told her thank you for asking.
If I get my ID checked.
I didn't know I looked that young.
If I get my ID checked, which is very rare because we're the same age, but if it happens, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be like, yes.
Thanks.
But anyway.
But as far as, and them saying that, women have to do this. And
I still laugh because I was married and I can still vote.
And
to do much of anything.
Anybody can go get an ID if they want to.
Yeah.
Even if you don't get a driver's license, you can still get a state issued ID.
Yeah. And if you get married and your last name changes, there's a name change form that you fill out. It doesn't even really cost anything almost.
Yeah.
And then you go get it.
And
There's
they're like,
not
well, I
any
can't, I can't
extra
change
rocket
my name.
science to
Well,
that.
first of all, you can never change your name from your birth certificate.
Not on your birth certificate. You can't change that at all.
I've always said I know we all have rights, and I get it.
Absolutely.
I've served in United States Armed Forces, certain law enforcement to help protect people's rights. But I just don't see where showing an ID of who you are infringes on anybody's rights or how it could be suppressing or anything to anybody.
You're right, because
It's really
in
not.
the actual big picture, it's a security.
It's actually
thing.
it's protecting you.
It's protecting you. It's not doing it. It's not.
We want to make
because-
sure you are who you are.
It's
That's
not
it.
because of color, whatever. It's because of, can we just see who you are?
If you
It's
leave,
really that easy.
If you had a death in the family and you knew you had to go to the Jackson International Airport to board an aircraft,
You're going to have an
you're
ID.
going to have a picture ID.
Yes.
And
Period.
so,
And I really know no person.
or
that
you're not
does
going.
You're
You're
not
not
going.
getting on a plane.
You're going to
No,
either have
for
to
sure.
drive, but if it's out of the country, then you're not going because anyway. And I know tomorrow is very important because it's the election. So back to the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping every day. Our president has just said that he's not going to sign any more legislation until they pass this. And you know what? They need to, simply for the things we just talked about. Nothing else. Doesn't matter what side of the fence you're on.
Yes.
It's just about
And let's keep the
common
bill
sense.
about that.
Common
That's
sense.
the other part. Let's not
Right.
these bills that get stuffed with things once it goes back and forth. That's the part that bothers
And
me.
I understand there's never going to be 100% agreement on some things, but it should be on that. And
the majority
also-
of the country actually agrees with it, even on both sides
Right.
parties.
And it should be everybody's. And look, trust me, I know it's a bummer sometimes to go, darn, I got to go vote like tomorrow or whatever, but just do it. It doesn't take that long. Make sure you know where your precinct is. It's real
It
easy.
really
to
is our
find it.
duty as citizens of this country. It's
That's
really
right.
your one duty. I don't care what your job is, what you've done or not done. It really is our duty to do that. Get registered, which you already should be registered, but that's your duty every time. Because honestly, you really, in my opinion, you don't really have a say so in someone that, I don't like this person because they're doing that and I'm just so upset about it. Well, did you vote? That's always my question. Like, well, did you vote?
Right. And
You
you
know?
hear a lot of people going, well, I'm never going to vote. Well, then guess what?
Well,
then
then
don't complain.
You're not exercising your right.
I'd almost say outside of your salvation, voting's probably the next most important thing you can do.
It really is.
It is because,
really
like we
is.
just said, how are you going to complain about something if you did nothing to try to change it? I mean, zero.
You would be.
It's a hypocrite.
You probably wouldn't be, but a lot of people would be shocked at how many people I know who complain a lot. And when you do a little research, voter registration very easy to look at, that they hadn't voted in the last 6, 7, 8, sometimes 10 elections.
Yeah. So
But
you
seem
really
to be
have
but
no
seem
right
to be the
complain.
loudest.
but they like to get way up here.
Yeah. Because we're sitting here telling you literally the way to change that. You don't like it. There is a way to change it. Now, sometimes you don't get the outcome you want, but at least you put in that's speaking your mind. That's the way that the Constitution has given us to speak out on what we agree or disagree with, because we have the representatives, we have our different officials that we elect in there to be our voice.
And that's why
So
I
that
brought
is your
up
voice.
earlier, it's like so many, well, my one little vote's not going to count. Well, you never know.
You never know. No, it may not, but you never know. Don't
you
not vote
never
because you
know.
don't think that.
You never know.
Because you never know.
You never, ever know.
It'll literally come down to your vote. It really could.
So working for a United States congressman, when you go up to D.C., do you enjoy yourself in Washington, D.C.?
Not like I do here. I mean, I'd be lying if I told you I didn't have a lot of respect for DC.
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean, look, our government is there whether you like it or not. You know?
I'm just not a big city boy.
Well, I understand
that.
But it is probably pretty amazing to see the things.
It is. It's that's another thing I don't get.
The history.
Yeah, and I hate calling DC a sacred place, but there's buildings there that a lot of men put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into, and
some of them put their whole life into
a lot of service to this country. If you go out to Arlington, you can take a look across there. Anybody can look across and see all the monuments. And if you don't have a little bit different perspective when you leave there, something I don't think is clicking right in your head, because again, a lot of history.
Yeah.
A lot of, whether we agreed with some of the history or all the history or didn't or whatever, it's just a place that you hate to see. I don't know how to say this, but degraded or talked down about. I've made comments about going to DC. I'm not always excited about it, but at the end of the day, it is our nation's capital, and it should be, I believe, should be treated as such.
It should.
You hate to see some of the things going on around the town. I mean, just being quite honest and frank, it's parts of it, most dangerous part of the country you can be in, and it's your nation's capital.
Right.
I think Trump has tried to help quell that a little bit.
Oh yeah, and he's done a good job cleaning it up some.
But he's just one person. I always say, but he's just one person, though.
You're never going to clean up a huge city with all different types of people from all different types of country. You're just not.
No.
Now you can get it better, which it has, but to get that many people stuffed in it's not a state really, stuffed in that one city area.
Yeah.
It's tough to get people to even agree with what they're going to eat. So imagine trying to get them to agree with all the other stuff. And then you got all the different religions, all that different crazy
Again,
stuff.
sometimes I feel like people may benefit more about seeing how the sausage is made. Honestly,
some people I believe do.
I mean, yeah, because honestly, when I started this political journey here, there was a lot of things that I did not know. It did not, it took me a while to figure out how processes work. I mean, I'm still learning how processes work.
That's a lot of stuff, though.
But
I mean, Jimmie can tell you that some of those bills that they have that they bring in with thousands of pages.
Yeah, and just some of the ridiculous rules
and they wait and
how those come about,
they wait to the last minute to bring in a bill with 4,200 pages.
Yeah, they walk in at 4 p.m. and lay a 5,000 page set stack of paper on your desk, and oh, by the way, we're voting in the morning at 10.
Yeah,
these things I wish stuff like that really was blown up a little bit more to let people really fully understand, because then, I mean, it's kind of like what you said a little bit, then it's, if you are able to read through at least some of the bill, and it's like, well, wait, okay, the bill sounds nice, and what they're promoting it as, even the subtitles of what the bill's supposed to be sounds nice, but then you start reading it and other things are thrown in there that, no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
Yeah,
and you're supposed to make a decision. Yeah. I mean,
I enjoy what I do.
It's definitely not for everyone.
It's not.
It's for certain people.
But some people really do not understand that. And it's like, sometimes you got to understand a little bit how it's made so that you can understand when certain choices come up, giving the benefit of the doubt sometimes, maybe researching, figuring out, well, what was in that bill. And then you go, oh, okay. That's why I can understand why,
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, the sad part about it is you can't vote on part of it. You either vote on the bill or you don't.
It's up or down.
So it's challenging. I know for some of the leaders up there, some of our representatives and senators, whoever, got to be a challenge on a daily basis.
I mean, because things are always changing. And they're changing
Seems
fast.
to be changing faster now.
But not just in politics. That is the way of not just the country, but that's the way of the world now. real fast. Everybody wants instant gratification because of social media, cell phones. And look, I'm just as guilty. I mean, you use them all the time. I didn't grow up using them, and I'm glad I didn't, but I'm real glad. But it's just a part of everyone's life now. So you either have to accept it and embrace it, or you just gonna sit at the house, I guess, and watch
It'll run off
Andy Griffith or something. I don't know. I don't know what you're gonna do. But,
that's not a way
and
to.
there's nothing wrong with Andy Griffith because I still love it. But I'm just saying,
It's not the only thing.
No.
Yeah.
But I know Jimmie and I being same age, we didn't have any of this. None of it growing up. Was none of this.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
I'm certainly glad that we didn't have it. But there's a lot of great stuff that this does, like the events we've been talking about.
It's a good and bad thing.
Like the promotion stuff.
Yin and yang.
There is no way in this country or this world that you can promote things like his events coming up, musicians, whatever it is, for free, this stronger than social media. You can't.
If you get the right following and figure out the things that make people look
right,
you can get you can spread word all over.
And that's with any, and that could be good or bad, obviously.
Right.
But for the people that are using it for the good, it can be really good.
I forgot where I stopped there, but
that's okay.
Before I get too deep,
yeah, I know we're getting ready to roll this out, so let's just catch back up. So June is the last one every year at the Snake Grabbing Rodeo Roy's store, and that's how many days?
The grand finale this year will be June 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have on Thursday, June the 4th, at Roy's store, what they call the saloon. It's the building out back. We'll have the Good Hope Band.
Right, good band.
They've played out at Cameron's.
Chris Anderson's band.
Darn good band. They called me and wanted to do something to help with this event and offered to come up and play.
Sure.
So we already had 3, I think, committed at the time, so we had to spread that out a little bit. So we're actually going to have live music on Thursday night starting at 7 o'clock. Be the Good Hope. They'll kick the whole event off. Friday night at 7 o'clock, we have Slow Hand, a Conway Twitty tribute band. If you hadn't heard Shane Weems and his group, they're good.
Don't shut your eyes, though. You're going to think you're listening to Conway.
He's good. I don't know how else to say it. He's one of the best Conway tribute bands I've heard. And he does. They blend in some other type of music.
They play some other stuff too, but man, that Conway stuff.
He's good. But that's a Slow Hand band. As soon as he finishes, Hurricane takes the stage. So we're going
from one to the.
We're going from 2 ends of the spectrum here, and Bob Birchfield loves me for this because Daryl is a sound man. He's got to make the adjustments to go from Slow Hand to Hurricane, and we have to do that quickly because you'll lose the crowd. So Bob's put a lot of work into how we set them up. They get them out of the way and start the next one. And then Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, we meet up at Roy's Piers to kick off the snake grabbing rodeo itself. There'll be 5 teams that'll go out on the lake, catch snakes, come back. We'll do a count at 2 o'clock. We do trophy presentations around 2:30. At around 3 o'clock, we do the check presentations to the 2 beneficiaries, we take care of that. And we do some quick house cleaning there, wrap everything up. And at 7 o'clock on Saturday night, Jason Fertizzi and the Dirt Road Jam Band are getting back together for a reunion, I guess you would say. First time they've played, I think, in 12 years. They're going to start off on Saturday night. And as soon as they finish, Bob Birchfield and Smoke take the stage. So, we've got 5 bands playing in 3 nights at this event now. And we started off, we used to literally try to figure out how we was going to get one band to play it.
Right.
And that just kind of gives you an idea. Now we have people asking us to play it. So
yes.
It's really, we've been blessed. more so blessed to be able to help these children and people who need, assistance. So can't say enough for the people at Cypress Point. I can't say enough for the people up at Roy's store. Ricky and Ronnie Jones are just two of the Ricky and Ronnie. Ricky Sr. and Ricky Jr. I don't know how I got Ricky and Ronnie out of that, but Ricky Sr. and Ricky Jr. have been a huge help to us at Roy's store, providing a location for us to do it. Just all around great people helping with it. Mm-hmm. Deep South Rodeo Productions, Jeremy Smith, Matt Ginn have gone out of their way, and Jim Armstrong to help make this rodeo a part of it now, which we believe will be a big pull that would help raise money for the children. So it's one more group of people. Keith Superstores, Keith and Melissa Sauché down in Hattiesburg have been a tremendous help to us. This year they've pitched in, even on top of some other stuff that they do, have pitched in a 8-man chartered red snapper fishing trip, which is the boat that they own that they're allowing them to take out. It alone is like a vacation somewhere. I mean, it's a very nice vessel. You could literally go out and see it. That thing stay for a month if you wanted to. It's nice. And they've offered it up as a charter fishing trip. So
awesome.
Just all kinds of things like that have played into this over time. And it's just about building relationships and trust. I mean, people have watched it now 17 years. They know what we do. They know where the proceeds go. We don't pocket it. We don't benefit from it. It all goes to help the children or the people we're helping.
That's awesome. And that's kind of, the way Bruce and everybody kind of runs that Grip and Grin on that same schedule that Mac uses.
Yeah.
And we always give a shout out to Grip and Grin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And Jimmy, if anybody's ever been to Grip and Grin, which, you've seen Jimmy there.
I always get stuck with the dog.
Yeah. But I also want to mention my sponsors for allowing us to do that, and Kim's sponsors. We've teamed up with mscoding.org. They offer programs at no cost to students to learn AI, to learn cybersecurity, to learn software programs. They're in Jackson, Biloxi, they're in the Delta, and they're also in Louisiana. So they offer training on drones, robotics, IT support. They're tailored around the students' employment needs, what they're shooting for. It's grant-based programs though, so that's mscoding.org. I mean, look, I'm thinking about taking some classes because whether you like AI or not, it's here to stay.
It's here.
So it's mscoding.org. Which is mscoding.org. And then, of course, Cypress Point. Kelly was texting earlier. Want to talk about it's spring break week. So our big night, Saturday night, Hurricane. Going to be a little Rankin County spring break party. Then we have our annual Crawfish Bowl, which was huge last year.
Yes.
That will be Burnham Road headlining that on March 28th. Get ready. And we're going to combine that like we did last year, St. Patrick's Day Crawfish Bowl. But on actual St. Patty's Day, which is like a Tuesday, we'll be doing like the green beer and we'll have a party and get together too. But the actual concert series, Crawfish Bowl all day, is March 28th with Burnham Road. And then bam, the Grab You One event is the very next weekend.
One more little additive I think I'll throw out there. This may draw a few more people to the rodeo, the bull riding. Daryl probably knows this, but years ago I used to do a little rodeo clowning, and I have kind of let my ego maybe and a couple people influence me into I'm actually going to clown some for that rodeo. So it may actually be my real last one if I'm.
But you did that at the Dixie National, didn't you?
Well, not the Dixie National, but I've done a lot of rodeos around. I never actually did the Dixie National stuff.
You ever get your butt kicked by a big old bull?
Well, I got a cousin who's actually a professional bullfighter now that's working this rodeo, so I'm gonna charge him with having to watch after me pretty close. Luke Yancey, for those of you who don't know him, but Luke,
I mean, running from a bull, man, I'd be running fast, bro.
I'm probably gonna stay real close to the fence.
Would you, Kim?
No.
No.
I can give you that answer right now.
So anybody that wants to see me get smoked, that might be a good time to
So don't forget the really, really big show tomorrow morning on Tuesday. That'll be Kim and Frank in there. Frank, thanks for producing the episode for us. That'll start y'all out bright and early at 6:30 on the AM 104.3 FM. One more thing. Pearl Day, April 25th.
That's right.
It is free. That is going to be Daughtry and Hinder.
That's right.
That
it's
is
an all-day event.
Big concert.
So you can go with your family to both events.
Right.
You can go walk the vendor. You know, we got crafts, and I think somebody brings honey. There's like a whole bunch of little vendors there. And then you got the food vendors. You got live music playing there. A kid zone. And it's really fun for the kids.
And then you scroll on over to Trustmark Park.
5:30.
And it is a free concert. Last year was Brett Michaels. And there was over 10,000 people there.
Yeah. Brett Michaels and Warrant last year.
Yeah. And this year it is Hinder and Daughtry. Yes. Chris Daughtry and Hinder.
Is it going to all be at
well, the daytime activities happen at the
City
park.
Okay.
On Highway 80. And then at 5:30, it'll be the north parking lot of Trustmark Park. So
same place it was last year. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
it got really big last year. The crowd got really big.
Chairs,
and
correct.
Yes. Oh, you got to bring your own chairs now.
Yeah.
And no strollers, no coolers,
right.
Clear bag policy. Yeah.
But they do serve
we got
alcohol
food
in Pearl,
and
Mississippi
stuff,
now, and they serve food and all that. So,
but anyway. the event is free, completely free.
And no charge. You can't beat that. I mean, that's a huge concert with one Grammy nominated and one everybody knows Lips of an Angel by Hinder. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that was a good concert last year. Big turnout.
Oh, yeah, it was. I think it's going to be a little better this year because Daughtry and Hinder are more in the middle from the young and the old.
That's right. That's my era right there.
But we'll see because I love me some Warrant and Brett Michaels too.
Oh yeah, so. that was such an awesome show last year.
So we're gonna let Jimmy get moving. Thank y'all for joining us. Thanks to our sponsors. Thanks to Frank for producing it. Thanks for Jimmy coming in.
Yes.
Kim, thanks for dealing with my mouth.
And Daryl, thanks for coming in, and, being here. I know you're here early in the morning, so
yeah. And we'll see you next time. Remember, it's March 9th right now, so all this stuff's coming up
and vote
in the
tomorrow,
next 3 to 5 weeks. A lot of it, right? See ya.
Thank you.